Both his sons, having played sport at a local level in Leeds, Andy and Fast Signs have a long history of helping local sports clubs and organisations like Kippax Welfare Rugby League, Garforth Rangers Football Club and North Leeds Cricket Club with products such as events banners, honours boards and changing room signage, as well as providing signs and graphics to the mighty Leeds Rhinos and Leeds United for over the last 30 years. So if you're involved in a local sports club, get in touch with Andy and his team for advice and help with your signs. Hi everybody, welcome to the Lot Pod, the Leeds Rhinos Lot 17-8 podcast, kindly sponsored by our friends over at Fast Signs. Eddy, producer Chris and Phil here with you to review England versus Australia in the second test. Gentlemen, how are we?
I'm alright, mate. I'm good.
Phil's,
Seems a while since I've been sat here.
You both look a lot better than me.
Yeah, because
Chris don't feel quite with it.
he's not alive.
It's all self-inflicted, mate, eh?
All self-inflicted after a
no sympathy.
massive weekend.
It was a good weekend. Enjoyed
in Liverpool.
Enjoyed it. I'm lucky I'm here with the train situation.
Right.
So, I'm not a train organiser, as you know.
You're not the VAT controller.
I'm
you're
not.
not a train conductor, you know.
But I don't know who thought having a small train with 3 carriages on from Leeds to Liverpool all Saturday morning was a good idea.
Did you get a seat?
No, I couldn't even get on train.
Didn't get on it.
Oh, you're joking.
We
decided to get on at Huddersfield, actually, which was probably a mistake, but doors opened. Everyone's like, no. And my mate's trying to barge on. I'm
completely full.
So we're like, right, we'll get next one. When's the next one? An hour. I'm like, he said, why don't you go to Manchester and get one from Manchester to Liverpool? So we're like, oh yeah, that's fine. So we got on the train to Manchester Victoria. It was the same 3 carriage trains from Manchester, so we couldn't get on there.
Just
either.
a normal standard routing train. It wasn't like a special train which had been put on for the test.
It was a rattler. Do you know what rattlers
Just
are?
Yeah.
And I'm like, who thought that were a good idea? So we had to get a taxi from Manchester to Liverpool.
998 quid.
Yeah.
We stopped off at one point and had a tequila.
Had a tequila and jumped back in. You didn't give one to drive.
And then we had to get a taxi from...
No, he had a Carlsberg.
From where we were staying.
He had his own.
To the stadium. A right palaver, so we got there with 10 minutes to go after setting off at half 7 in the morning.
I'm about to say
everything what I've
Friday.
been reading about the ground, obviously they're saying it's fantastic, but some negatives around the travel and actually getting there and that and stuff. That's what the common theme of it.
Yeah, I mean we were going to walk. It was a 40-minute walk from where we were staying, but we would have missed the first half.
Yeah, you wouldn't have done it. Yeah,
so
got there in time.
Sort it out, train people.
But the actual stadium is absolutely
unbelievable,
phenomenal.
Probably one of the best stadiums I've ever been to.
Absolutely phenomenal.
It's that good, you made up a new word.
I did, yeah. Another one. The new Grand Final stadium.
I'd go with that. Or
Magic Weekend. That's what they've been saying.
I think probably Magic Weekend is where it is.
Too many teams and too many.
There's nothing around there really, is there? So. But
what's it like? Is it
yeah,
whatever.
It's in like the dock area, or is it an industrial area, or
it's like it's the docks, but it's getting renovated, isn't it? So it's not quite there.
The stadium's brand new. Everton's only been in it this year, so it's like, right, here's the stadium, whereas the rest outside is just it's a dumping.
But Wembley were a bit like that, weren't it? And they've done an amazing job.
It takes
down
time
there, to
build it, and they will come. Sort of thing.
There'll be loads of bars and stuff because it's a great location on docks. There's so much that they could do around there. So give it a year or two. I'd have a grand final there. Yeah.
A grand final, yeah, without a doubt.
I know it's not as big capacity, but does it really matter?
It doesn't matter. Old Trafford is done. It is completely done.
Oh, when you look at
Trafford's
that,
are dumb.
Like it's done. You know me, I'm scared of heights, and I was like, I hope my mate and got tickets right up, and I looked and I went, oh man. But it's that well designed. You feel like you're on top of pitch, don't you?
Yeah.
It looked quite steep, a steep pitch.
That's
on
what
TV.
I'm worried about.
Like...
But it's not bad because you're sort of on top of the action, and even though we were crap, atmosphere were good.
Yeah, well, actually.
It seemed a lot better atmosphere than week before at Wembley.
I think it's always going to be though, no matter where it is up north. It's
just a really impressive stadium.
It's phenomenal. Old Trafford has got to go forever. Never go back to it.
I saw some comments in like this should be the northern home of rugby league.
Pretty much, yeah, pretty much. I think, and people will say, "Oh, you're gonna say Old Trafford's a dump because you're a Leeds fan. You're bound to say that," and they're right. They're absolutely right. You're right to think that.
I'm not a Leeds United fan, and it is a dump.
But it's an absolute dump, and we never have to go back there.
I think Man United fans think it's a dump.
Exactly, and for two reasons. It's an absolute dump now, and we've been there for years. Every Super League fan, majority of fans have been there to watch Super League Grand Final. We need something new. Scum being Man U, they are getting a new stadium, which is going to be way too big for a Super League Grand Final. It's going to hold 100,000
in it.
There's no point us doing it. It'll look even worse than when we go down to Wembley. We need something around 50, 60.
That's going to sell out.
That's going to sell out. Everton looks, even in daylight, quote unquote, it looked phenomenal. Can you imagine that on Grand Final night, that stadium?
Yeah, it's like I said,
from the aerial view, from the drone, the footage, I think it'll look so big. I've just briefly listened to a bit of the Levels podcast with Justin Orr and Willie Mason. They said it reminds them, is it Suncorp, where they have their...
Yeah.
He said it reminds them of a 10 times better version of that.
Because Suncorp's a perfect rugby league stadium, which is... Hill Dickinson were like that.
Yeah.
Just because it how it's enclosed and everything is just, it's perfect. Like you're in a cauldron, aren't you?
Yeah.
Unbelievable, yeah.
But it also strikes me as we've just had a taste of something amazing, which is what rugby league often does to us. It says, here's this amazing thing.
We'll end up at Huddersfield.
Yeah. And we will never see it again, will we?
Yeah.
They'll say, well, we'll be here in 10 years' time on this podcast and be going, remember when we had that Ashes test at Everton?
It's probably not a bad call. Like Grand Final will be at Oddsall this year.
Seriously, down there. Honestly, but I feel we need to make because these showpiece games that we get, and obviously the Grand Final's the bigger one. Even if it isn't at Everton, Newcastle, Spurs,
and these modern stadiums,
and then go to. I know Man City are upgrading theirs currently. Go to Man City when that's completed, and that's 62,000.
You're still in them locations, aren't you?
Yeah, still up north. Or even if you go down to Spurs.
I'll be honest though, I'm a big advocate for Wembley, just because.
For the Grand Final?
No. For this Ashes test, I was fine with it.
Oh, yeah, that's fine.
I just think that
the tradition and
it's tradition,
the national
and
stadium.
You've got to at least one of the tests. You've got to have some ambition, haven't you? Do you know? And it is the national stadium. I think we look a bit poorer for it. Having said that,
there was no atmosphere there though. That would just and then like you said,
game though.
But then when you pan round and they're saying it's we're on that middle circle which is sold out, wasn't it?
To be honest, when you were there, the crowd was itching to get behind the team, but
they wanted a reason.
But they didn't give us any reason. But it were better at Everton. But I think I think they've got the venue spot on. I know everyone moaned about Edinburgh being small, but it's probably a good job now, isn't it?
Yeah.
So if you imagine that we're at Newcastle, there'd be 30,000 people rattling around.
What about the amenities, food, drink?
Well, they run out of baby.
They didn't run out where we were.
Is it reasonably priced?
No, it's more expensive than Wembley. £7.50 for a pint.
Yeah, we're expensive.
But my issue with it was, and I can sort of get. So if you're in a round, we had a round of 5. So we weren't all drinking the same thing, but the modern electronic.
Pours all the same beers.
Well, no, it doesn't. So if you're having 3 Guinness and 2 lagers, you've got to queue at 2 different bits
to get them.
So it made it a bit of a pain.
I think, Kirsty mentioned it to us, didn't she? I think they didn't they've obviously realised you could drink in the bowl.
They didn't have enough beer.
But they were just they didn't realise how much. Yeah, they used to football where someone will just have 2 pints, go in, come back at half time, whereas you can consistently drink, can't you?
They'll sort that next
league.
If we do go back again.
If we ever do.
I think Everton absolutely loved it because it showcased because football, you don't have all the fireworks and all that, the big flags.
Yeah.
I thought it showcased their ground amazingly well.
We were talking to bar staff in the pubs and bars around the ground, obviously, and we were like, we've never been, and a lot of them were Everton fans. They were like, you'll love it. So that's all they ever had to say. They just said, you'll love it.
And they'll like it because rugby league fans, I know there's trouble sometimes, but it's not like football, is it?
No, nowhere near.
I know there was some stuff on social media around with with fireworks because they were red, weren't they? Not Liverpool fans were going berserk. Why is our colours coming out of that stadium?
Very briefly, I don't know if you were there, started playing Z Cars, which is what Everton walk out to.
Is it?
And I was looking to my mate Kez and I was like, there's a lot of Liverpool fans in here, you know, even though it is Everton. And there were loads of boos, and then after about 15 seconds, he quickly
turned it off.
He thought better of it, and we're like, oh God, I better put...
Probably just went into autopilot.
Oh my God, maybe not for this one.
Yeah. But no, I thought the whole occasion was brilliant, and
absolutely phenomenal.
I can't praise it highly enough, that stadium.
Chris says that the stadiums are all right, as in they're all right, as in it's Wembley, it's Everton, it's Headingley. Do you feel it was in the right order?
With the results so far, yeah. Because it's a big ask in it for if we'd have gone 2-0 down and then get people to go
to try to go to
travel
Wembley.
to Wembley or everything. I know people are still going to travel to Leeds or whatever, or come up north, but you know, with it being a mainly northern sport in a northern region, I think the good point, like I said, the Wembley, it showcased Rugby League on a national scale, and it hadn't been done for a number of years against Australia. So to have it there, like you said, you know, I didn't have the opportunity to get to Everton, but you know, all the feedback and everything else from what I've seen seems good, and the stadium seems good.
I don't often praise RFL, but I think they got it spot on.
I think this is the first time you've ever.
Because if you think about it, each game had something to sell it on. So Wembley, the first test for 22 years.
22 years, yeah.
You know, like you say, on a national scale, there were a lot of people not from Ireland, a lot of Aussies there, and we got a record crowd. Everton were always going to sell out, weren't they?
Yeah, new stadium.
So that pull, without a doubt. And it's literally the reason I went.
And Headingley were a bit of a banker for them, weren't it?
Well, I think now, purely just, like I said, they've had the national stadium, a new football stadium, which seems really positive to have grand final Magic Weekend there, and then now you've got like a bit more of a traditional out-and-out Rugby League stadium. The best traditional stadium, now, you know?
Rugby League stadium.
I think the atmosphere really on Saturday will be amazing.
Really good.
I think they chose the right stadiums.
Yeah,
and in the right order, to be honest.
We've mentioned Everton and Newcastle and Liverpool, but you've worked at Spurs on more than one occasion. How do you think that venue location would for a grand final?
Like I said, I didn't have the opportunity to go to Everton, but Spurs is good. It's got all the facilities, everything else. It's just the area around it. It doesn't have. It's not established enough for Rugby League fans going down there to be engaged around it.
And the problem is, we had played the semi-final there, didn't we?
Yeah.
And it didn't get a good crowd.
And some of the, the travel networks around it.
There.
The stadium itself and the facilities is fantastic.
I can only imagine that.
I'd love to go, I've never been.
It's really good.
But I think with it, a semi-final should have got a big crowd, shouldn't it? But it didn't.
Yeah.
But I think Ashes are a bit different to World Cups anyway, aren't they? So.
Yeah, they are. Got their own. Yeah, loved it. Absolutely loved Everton. Massively jealous as a Leeds fan, and best stadium I've visited.
Well, we'll see what Leeds' new stadium looks like.
If it gets built.
Yeah, that's another option, isn't it?
Yeah, if it ever gets built. On to the review. England 4, Australia 14. Australia clinched the Ashes. Sealing a 2-0 lead with a test to play at Headingley, of course. My first question is, did England ever look like scoring a try?
Not once.
We could have still been playing now, and I don't think we'd have scored. As attack, we're just so clunky, and we never looked like threatening there, or even just breaking through their defensive line. As attack, as spine, and we've had all this around the squad and everything else, haven't we? Sean Wayne's picked his squad with the preconceived ideas around a structure he always likes to play. So he's picking players what fit his structure rather than players who are on form, and then his job as a coach is then to make them players tick as a collective and do that. But we were too lateral.
His structure's not good enough.
No, really we kept going across. We were too slow. We weren't dynamic enough. We didn't have anybody who could just try something a little bit different. It were just too systematic, too routine.
We were really lateral.
I thought in first half, I thought finally they're coming out and whacking them, and but that should be a given, shouldn't it?
That's just
you can't sit here and praise them.
That should be expected.
You can't sit here and praise them for having a go.
No.
It's just not good enough.
You want your forwards to get into them and dominate them, and then your backs can play off at back of
which they did. I thought forwards did get into them,
not
but
good enough though, are they? As half backs aren't good
the spine. Well, we have got 2 good enough half-backs. One of them wasn't picked, and one of them was dropped to the bench.
No.
So, it's a Leeds podcast, so we're obviously going to say this, but Jake Connor was second in the Super League for try assists. Mikey Lewis was third. We've scored 1 barge over try. What does that tell you? He's got his squad selection. I don't care. It's a hill I'll die on. George Williams has been crap all year. Why do you suddenly expect him to play well?
Credit in the bank, like John Bateman.
Harry Smith is Harry Smith. He's not going to...
In fairness to him, our kicking game was a little bit better. However,
I just think he's
pointless if you're not going to do what with it.
But exactly, that's what I'm saying. That's just one element of the game. If you're not going to create anything or put any pressure off the back of it, it's irrelevant, isn't it? You might as well not bother.
I thought Brimson were better than Wellesby, but
I thought
that's not that hard, is it? With Wellesby being off form,
I thought Brimson looked promising. It's his first England game. I think he's a certainty for the World Cup next year, off the back of what we're going to see here. But the issue is...
I'm still going to find Lockie Miller a passport.
Locking is some kind of passport. But he's playing full-back for England, Brimson, but in the NRL, the Titans, I'm sure he's at the Titans, they're looking at wanting him to play half-back.
Yeah, so I've heard that he's quite a good centre as well. So he's a good player to have, and
he's got
I've got no issues with picking Aussie-born players. If
we need more,
if they want to represent England, then
the thing is, it happens in all other sports, doesn't it? It happens in rugby union. It happens in them Pacific Islands.
Cricket.
They played for Tonga, then they go back to Samoa.
Happens now. Tino,
that's what I'm saying.
Tino, wearing that.
Cricket,
playing the point of the Aussie
it happens
shirt.
all the time, and we seem to be a little bit slow to benefit from that.
Tino's literally playing against us now in that shirt, that green and gold. Next year at the World Cup, he's going to be playing for Samoa.
Yeah. You've just got to do it, haven't you? And I think Way spoke.
If you can't beat him, join.
Well, he says that my mum's from England. I visit all the time.
Whose mum?
Brimson.
Oh, I think about Tino.
No.
Somebody needs to give him a shirt.
She's from Bradford.
Yeah. So I think fair play if they want to. You can say, oh, well, they're not good enough for Aussie side. I don't care. Are they, good, are they better than what we've got?
Yeah. Like I said, they're not going to looking at that Australian squad, he's probably not going to do that, is he? He's probably not going to get in. But like I said, to get into our squad and be around that better established games and the network of players in Australia and their training stuff and things like that, to bring that and benefit all our England players in that squad, it can only be a positive.
But I thought Jez Litton were good.
Jez Litton's been outstanding.
Form players.
Yeah.
Weird, that you put a form player in and they play well.
As well.
But just the attack, you're just not going to beat the Aussies doing what we did.
Like I said, we didn't even test their defence once with anything coming back, any little break-up plays. We just got ball. George Williams jinked across. Everybody went across. And then they just threw us into touch.
And it was always out the back. Yeah. There were no short.
Always.
Which Jake Connor is great at, isn't he? So making it look like he's passing out the back. And
you need somebody just.
There were nothing like that. So Dom Young had a couple of chances, didn't he? But
they're going to finish them, man.
They're not going to finish them. It's more hope in it than all.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. We're more
that's what kills you.
Out of sort of like desperation rather than a good form of attack.
You've got Herbie Farnworth on the wrong side.
Yeah.
So that means that
you're legitimate one NRL.
Why are you playing on the right hand side?
I'm not player.
I'm not just saying this to put Harry Newman in, but put Wardle on. Put Wardle on right hand side. Don't.
I wouldn't even play Wardle.
I've not been impressed with him anyway all year.
I don't think he's done that much. I'd have had Newman. I'd Farmer on the opposite side and Harry Newman on the other side.
I think he might put Harry in because it's at Edinburgh.
He's got to do. No, then there's Joe Burgess on wing. I mean, Tom Johnson's come out today, said he's been playing injured.
So it's the same kind of injury what Ash has had, like a groin injury.
So we've played him.
I'm not playing because I'm not.
We've played him, and you've got Joe Burgess.
Was had a great year.
Yeah,
treble winning winger on who's an actual good finisher.
And Johnston's a great player, but not when he's injured. Don't play him.
Yeah, but Burgess has had a better year than.
Yeah,
of course he has.
So you said about Connor. Burgess deserved to play. Deserve to start.
There's a lot of players out there, isn't there? It's hopefully from this, with the World Cup coming next year, we need a refresh of management ideas. Sean Wayne's past his sell-by date now. He's becoming
that of 1999.
That's what I'm saying. But it's just like he hasn't modernised anything within the game. when you look at all the teams and everything else and then forms of attack, and especially with NRL, head of our national team knows one way out to play, and that's his own structure, and he picks players to suit that. And we're not even going to challenge Australians unless we mix our game up and do something a little bit different with a new person in charge, different ideas, different players, and doing stuff. And that's what he's got to do in this third test.
Well, on the pod before the pod,
the better pod,
we were talking, should it be like Australia where they have a panel that picks the
squad?
Side.
Yeah.
It can't be just down. I know he's got his associates, but they're his selected group of advisors, so to speak, out there. You know,
I don't think, like, along with this documentary and some of the stuff he's come out with in press, and none of this is personal, by the way. I don't know Sean Wayne.
No,
so
it's never personal.
It's just about how it's. I don't think he's come across that great.
No.
Like, and I understand he was sick of being asked about Jake Connor, but that's his job, isn't it? He's going to get asked. And
you live by the sword, you die by the sword.
He said, I don't even take Man of Steel into consideration. It's like, why not?
I'm sorry, but what an absolutely
I don't even know who
ridiculous
picks it.
thing to say.
Well, you can find out who picks it for one. One of them's Hillary Hanley.
But that should be part of his job as that England and national coach going into a test series of this magnitude, which we haven't had for so many years. You would think that he would want to get it right. And go back and go, right, which is our best chance of competing and beating Australia on our home ground, and I need to pick these players.
Yeah.
Go back weeks, he's picking John Bateman because he had a good game for him in 1992 or something at Bradford Dudley Hill. Do you know what I mean? And you've got credit in bank, you've always done well for me, all that type of stuff. That don't win you national rugby.
And then he picked Callum Watkins, who's been in form, and played well. It just shows you, doesn't it, if you pick the players that are playing well.
If he's got these assistants, this team around him, when he's picking this squad, is he leaning on them? So does he offer? Does he want their opinion?
Does he sound like the type of guy that would?
It doesn't, unfortunately. But for me, if I'm thinking, I'm not going to pick Jake Connor, and I know we keep going on about Jake Connor because we are a Leeds podcast.
It's not particularly about.
There's loads of other.
If Jake Connor played for Hull KR, and had the same season and he was absolutely dynamite, we'd be saying the same thing. But is he? Because I'd be thinking, I'm not going to pick this, whoever it may be, absolute dynamite year, Man of Steel. I'm thinking of not picking him. I would be liaising with those assistants to say, look, am I going mentally?
Or am I missing something?
Because I'm thinking I'm not picking him. And if they all come to me, and if they all come to me and go, what are you talking about? You must pick him. I'd be going, actually, yeah.
Well, don't you?
It'd be interesting to see
what
lines of communication he actually has with these head coaches as well.
Don't you work your team structure about the players that are available to you?
You should.
You don't say, right, I'm going to play this way.
You should.
And these players have done that for me before. Don't you think, right, well, Jake Connor's in form. Let's look at how he plays. How can we adapt?
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm trying to get at. He's a modern day coach. He'll bring new ideas to the table with different methods, different dynamic, different players, different methods of attack, all that type of stuff with informed players. Sean Wayne's job as that England coach is to get the best formed players in England to play and compete against it. That's his job as a coach.
Yeah.
He seems to me that he's got one way of playing and he's picking players what will suit his method of coaching and style of playing.
Yeah, it's the wrong way around, isn't it?
Rather than form and him being able to have that versatility and adapt his coaching methods to get the best out of them players.
It's the wrong way around.
It's totally asked round. Yeah. It's not a club side, is it? No. You've got 3 games.
But that's what you see. That's what you can unpick from it, is that he's always picking them club connections from when he's had them or when he's coached. I'm not saying that the bad professionals are not, or they aren't. They're not good internationals, because they are. They've been there and done it. It's just not their time. There's better options available, and that England coach should be picking them.
Yeah, like Michael Lewis, best 6 all year.
Should be playing 6.
Puts him in at 7.
He's your threat, and then he brought him on in the second half. Didn't he?
Ridiculous.
15 minutes.
We'll come on to that. Harry Smith. Michael Lewis needs to play 6. He's been the best 6 all year. He needs to play 6. And like you said, if that doesn't fit or as you said as well, if that doesn't fit your dynamic, how you want to play, you must mould your side around your better players. That's Mikey Lewis at 6. It's Jeslerton at 9. It's Jake Connor
at 7.
It's Harry Newman at
right centre.
Farnworth, and then
Burgess, Dom Young, Brimson.
So you look at that and go, right, it's like if Caelan Ponga said, actually, I'm English. And you go, wow, we've got a superstar fullback here. We're going to have to mould around this guy along with the others, rather than like, but I'm picking them. Hang on a minute. Yeah, if I've got to pick him, well, I've got whoever at fullback, so he's going to have to play centre.
What's really frustrating is that
it's ridiculous.
Every other rugby league fan can see this. Besides Sean Wayne,
and so
I'd love to know what he's seen different to everybody else to justify his teams. Because the last 2 weeks, team selection and performance haven't done it.
But yeah, it's like Jake Connor's not going to play, is he? So, but put Harry Smith with Mikey Lewis.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Try something different.
2 sixes together.
Try something different.
Yeah,
and it's all right putting 2 sixes together if you play in a way that can work. But they don't, do they? No. He's trying to play structured rugby, but it's not.
It's like he ain't given that autonomy to say. However, we've got a structure, but play what you see. Play with your eyes up. If you see something different and you can execute a play or whatever, do it. And he don't seem to give players that freedom to do.
Mikey Lewis looked scared in first test. Like, I don't want to fall out of this system, but
it shouldn't be like that.
You know what I mean? Like, Jake Connor's been told this year, you run the show and you play what you see.
Yeah.
And it's worked on it. So same with Michael Lewis. He's running off back of Tyrone May, isn't he? Mm. But he were playing a totally different role for England.
The complement, like you said, they have that freedom to play what they see. However, have that structure. But if that's not working or not effective and there's something different on, play what you see in front of you.
Confidence,
but we ain't got them players in the right positions to do that because they're playing a dinosaur way of Sean Wayne's structured rugby, which we've seen, like I said, we've scored 1 try from a yard out from half-back and we haven't even made sort of like any clean breaks, any good shape of attack, we haven't even threatened their line. No. And we could, like I said, we could still be playing now and wouldn't have scored from open
Australia can play that structured way because they've got the players to execute it properly.
God, they've got
so it's like you look at Nathan Cleary, probably the best player in the world, or Reece Walsh, but Nathan Cleary, he's quite happy to sit back.
Yeah.
Just play his part.
But they do it. But then when the opportunity arises, they finish it, and they're so clinical. They execute what they've done.
But he's quite happy in Nathan Cleary. Like, I'm playing my role here. I don't have to be the superstar here. I'll do my job.
They seem to get it right when they break out of that structure and play again what's in front of them.
Because
so if there's a mismatch in defence, they see one little element and they'll play off at back of it. They'll put a wider pass in and they'll get on outside of a second row or a centre or something. They've always got them options back on inside. They're just so clinical at what they do, but we don't even get as far as that because we haven't got the options available to do it.
Like jumping back, it's all right saying, we whacked them or we put them off the game. They're not bothered, are they?
They're used to it.
They'll just go. They're used to getting whacked for 80 minutes, but it's what's on that scoreboard at 80 minutes.
Whatever.
What counts,
we won't even play that well, but we know that
we'll still beat you.
Yeah.
So you throw everything you can at us for 15, 20, 25 minutes whackers. We'll absorb all that. We'll just play our stuff and then we'll put points on.
So the only way we're going to beat them is doing. We said it right at the beginning, didn't we? Before a ball was kicked, we said they're going to have to do something different. Or if they're playing structured, play to a bit of a different. I know we keep going on, but it was just balls out at back.
It's just balls out at back. Chris, it's boring, isn't it? It's just boring.
Give it to Herbie Farnworth.
Yeah, it's boring.
We can't go from there, can it?
Yeah. And they just paired up and nullified him because when they'd probably done their research on how he's going to play, because it hadn't changed from 1990, they know that he's going to be our only credible threat of attack. Because when they look across park, they're not exactly quaking in the boots.
And we obviously did target Reece Walsh and put him off his game a bit. It doesn't really matter, does it? Because they've got...
No, they've got 12 other players.
Stepped up, didn't it?
That's what I'm saying. You close Reece Walsh down, Munster steps up, you put him down, Cleary will step up.
But that's not to say
Harry Grant.
We can't beat them.
No.
We can, but we're not going to beat them. We might beat them on Saturday, right?
We can beat them. We're not going to beat them.
No, but what I'm saying is the reason
that producer he's going through all the emotions.
This is
ladies and gentlemen, your New England coach.
What I'm trying to say there is...
Right, listen, I'm the new coach, producer Chris. We can't beat him, all right? We might beat him. No, we will beat him.
We might jag a win on Saturday.
I don't think they will.
If they've gone on piss up to Scotland, I've heard.
Yeah, I've seen that, but I just don't think they will.
The players that are coming in are Dylan Edwards, Mitchell Moses, Brayley.
They'll want to go back with a 3-0 whitewash over.
Well, I'm telling you now, if he doesn't make any changes, and mix it up, we aren't winning. That's kind of what I'm saying.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he won't drop George Williams.
He's got to do.
He won't.
He has got to drop George Williams.
He'll keep
got to do.
Wardle and Farnworth on the wrong side.
Just on Sean Wayne and being the Leeds Rhinos podcast, ex-Leeds Rhino Sam Lassoni could be in a bit of hot water, couldn't he?
Yes,
Massive.
I texted Eddy that earlier and I'm like,
he's going to get
badly judged that, mate.
Yeah, he's going to get a rap on his hands.
I got on X this afternoon that he's speaking for the nation. Well, he's like the nation spokesman.
I think the sentiment was right. Maybe how we put it was a bit...
Yeah,
his choice of wording.
Anyway, it's not our problem.
No, it's all. So
yeah.
Give him a 10-match ban, if you ask me.
Put him on a quality diversity course.
Yeah, definitely, 100%.
He didn't need to spell his name right neither, did he?
He needs it. And it's needs a lot of lessons.
They added him in. They spell his name right.
Put him in. Lewis, so you've got 10 minutes to go. Well, about 20 minutes to go. You're 14 points down. 10 points down, sorry. Reece Walsh gets sin bin, which we'll talk about in a moment. Everyone in the ground near me, probably you at home, you in the ground, was shouting, Mikey Lewis. It's Mikey Lewis now. Get him on, get him on, get him on. To bring Lewis on with 10 to go, put him at hooker when you're chasing 10 points, it's deplorable.
Well, it's ridiculous.
He took Jez Litton off, didn't he?
Who were having a good game.
One of our better players.
I'd have taken one at half-backs off. Put him at 6. Take George Williams off. What's George Williams going to do in that last 10 minutes that he hasn't done for
2 games?
Pretty much.
So, and then you've got like Aledsky for 17 minutes. Aledsky can play 80 minutes.
McMeekan, I was in the south stand behind the stick. McMeekan was absolutely exhausted.
As forwards,
he could hardly breathe. He was pulling. I'm not joking when I say this. He was behind the stick. He was pulling his top up, trying to relieve to get air. It was absolutely gone.
So why is Aledsky playing 17 minutes?
And then Walmsley's there. It was 48.
And didn't he knock on at one point?
Knocked on, and I'm just thinking, you got Mick there. He was making good meters.
He played great when he came on.
And he
can play more than bloody 17. But does he not watch any games?
Well, this is a question you've got to ask, isn't it?
When you're there and you're watching these games and he's making these decisions and there seems to be no logic.
Well, where
is his logic?
It goes back to that thing of the old adage of that, Super League props, they'll play 20 minutes, come off for 20, play another 20 or whatever, vice versa.
But Mick don't do that, does he?
No, but if they need a rest, they need a rest. So McMeekin's absolutely out on his feet. Swap him. Don't just do it because he's got to play his 20 minutes or
Yeah, and when when you've got somebody like Aledsky who's supremely fit, put him on for longer minutes.
I mean, again, the whole squad, when you look at the players,
it drives me nuts.
You can go through the squad card and go, he should be playing. There's a better player than him who's played well.
And
this
I know
year.
we've got Leeds
Ethan
bias,
Havard, Dean Adley, Robin Malone at Leeds. They've all had better seasons than some of them forwards who he's picked. And
Trout.
Trout, who's another fit prop. But you've got Walmsley that'll do 10 minutes and then he's blowing out his eye. I don't blame McMeekan because he did a lot of minutes.
Yeah.
But use your props that can play more minutes. Aledsky didn't come on until second half, did he?
Second half, yeah.
So, it's baffling. And Mikey Lewis with 10 minutes to go.
It's deplorable.
Imagine his chat though. Go on, Mikey, go change the game. What?
As soon as
10 minutes left.
As soon as we went behind, I'd have put Mikey Lewis on.
Well, he should have been starting, but I see what you mean. You chuck him on the earliest opportunity.
Aussies, once they go in front,
it's hard, and it's like you said, even on a level playing field at 0-0, we're up against it.
Yeah.
So to go a little bit further behind, and then we're even more up against it.
It'd be like it's last sort of dice, isn't it? It'd be like Mikey, 100%. Go on at 6.
Just go do what you do.
Forget about the structure. At that point, it didn't really matter if they score another.
But like you said, they put Michael Lewis on, took Jez Litton off.
God,
the two key players out there, they play club level rugby together. They've both had a great season, both being probably outstanding players. Jez Litton has, and we take him off and put him on where they already know each other, already in sync and stuff and everything else from club rugby. Go out and do that.
It makes no sense, does it?
Don't split them up.
Is it
go down fighting or something?
Is it self-harm? Is it sabotage?
At
this point, like the way Phil just broke it down then...
I think it's lack of ideas.
Any sense at all.
I think it's just...
And this is supposed to be an international pedigree, international coach.
I just think it's bloody mindness, and that does work in a club situation because you've got a full season, haven't you?
Yeah.
So if you're going into a season
not
and
3 games,
a bit like Red Arthur's done, he's gone into his season saying, "This is how we're going to play.
It's so
and we're going to
depressing.
do this all year." And you'll lose some games, you'll win more games than you lose if you play like this. And we've stuck to it, Leeds, haven't we? And it's worked. Next year it'll be even better. Wayne's got 3 games. You can't go in with that mentality of, right, I'm sticking with this plan.
He just seems complete devoid of any ideas about a Brecon. I'm not saying it's an easy task, but like I said, we've digressed around. There's better players in them positions, and we can see them combinations. Like I said, Michael Lewis-Chesley already got good mindset about what they're doing, how they play together, how they complement each other. There's them little things over Pat, but he hasn't put any of them into position. He hasn't done it, and
it's been so disappointing because what an opportunity this has been,
and it just makes us look that we're so now that I don't know, there's a chasm between us and NRL, isn't there? It's just getting bigger and bigger.
Which there is, but at the end of the day, it's only 17 against 17, isn't it? And we should be able to at least have a dig. We scored 1 try. I know we keep going on about it. 1 try. No. I know England or Great Britain, Australia games are often low scoring. I mean, first one wasn't, was it?
No.
But
I thought we were going to be more,
we don't score loads of tries, but I'm not even classing that try we scored.
No, but the thing is, though, when you look at the 2 teams, though, Chris, you can only look that there's one team what's capable of putting points on the other team, and it's not us, is it? With our way of playing, we're not capable of putting...
no.
We're not capable of putting 30-odd points on Australia. However, they're capable of doing it.
I think we've got 17 players or a squad of 24 capable.
Yeah.
They just haven't been picked and not playing the style that they should be.
And that's the thing, look, we were never going to win this series.
No.
Never. Even with the best players available. But picking the best players available, putting them in those positions.
And having a go.
And going, right, this is literally the best we've got. Jake Connor, Mikey Lewis, Jez Harry, etc., etc., etc. Everyone sits there at Wembley, at Headingley this weekend, Everton, and goes, this is literally our best side, our best players in their best position. Just play. And if we still lose, we're not here moaning, going, why is he doing that? You go, and if it's 10 minutes to go and he takes Harry Smith off and brings another half back on, or you're kind of going, but it's just, I cannot get my head around.
It's really frustrating, even for us as fans in it, and everyone else who's been able to see this. Imagine how frustrating it'd be for a player to be in that camp, knowing that you're not going to get picked or whatever. And, then what, I've had a really good season. Some OKR players, and you're thinking, I should be in this team.
Burgess and Joe Burgess should be playing.
And
should have started both games.
They're not even in the squad or 18. And it's saying, what do I have to do to get into this team? Or, it must be so disappointing for them to think, I've been around this and I've been involved in this for a number of weeks and just not getting a look in or getting a play.
Look at Mick.
It must be frustrating.
Yeah,
I know. To be fair, he's come out in press as Mick and sort of said, last time I played for England, I didn't do my best.
Yeah, he said he's had to sort of psych himself up a little bit more.
But then he's had a great year, hasn't he? Yeah. And he's getting 17 minutes off bench.
The other thing is, you've got to start looking ahead to the World Cup. I know it's next year. I know it's been announced late or whatever, but England aren't going to play many games now to that World Cup. So part of me, my right or wrong, would be thinking this is a great opportunity for someone like Mick, who I'm going to pick for the World Cup, if he stays fit and in form, things, or Owen Trout or Mikey Lewis or whoever, who are probably going to be around and there playing Jesleton at the World Cup. You think,
to be playing,
this is 3 games against the Aussies. What fantastic pedigree to be playing against these calibre of players. The experience, the opportunity. You think, right, I'm going to give them the game time as well, prepping them for the...
Well, at least he should do it in third Cup. Test.
Yeah.
If he don't change something up and give some other lads that haven't been picked to go, because What's he got to lose?
That's what I'm saying. He hasn't.
Nothing.
He hasn't, has he? And the thing is, I mean, with the World Cup,
Absolutely nothing.
With the World Cup, there's got to be some significant changes around that structure of England.
Because Alex Walmsley's not going to be there.
Around
is
that,
he?
how it's picked.
It's Callum.
Head coach, he might
You
be.
say that.
Callum might be there because
That's what
amazing.
I'm saying. You know, there's things around. Oh, we need to reinvigorate Yorkshire, Lancashire. Don't do all. We beat France, we beat Ireland, we beat Wales.
Yeah.
You know, there's been talk around like a Six Nations with Pacific nations and Australia, New Zealand and stuff. We've got to look at bridging that gap, but I think we've got to get our own house in order first and get us head coach right, get a squad right, get a panel of selectors right or whatever, and pick the players who are in form to represent England at the highest
Do you know
stage.
what I think the worst thing to happen to us in the last couple of years is beating Tonga and Samoa.
yeah.
Tonga, Samoa.
Now, they had a lot of dropouts, didn't they? They weren't the best Tonga and Samoa.
Stephen Crichton's wedding.
They don't, they don't,
went over there.
they don't particularly travel great, do they? I don't know whether you've watched any other internationals.
Yeah.
I have would struggle against them teams.
I'm not being funny, but
would.
they're not going to be
No, I know.
Samoa and Tonga that we played last 2
Samoa,
years.
this version of Samoa. Well, next year they're going to have the Hammer and Tino playing for them. So they're Samoa at the World Cup are going to be the only team. That are going to.
New Zealand have come back to
I
forefront
don't know
again.
whether Sean Wayne thought, "Oh, look at us, we beat them."
I mean, it's got us down as third place in world
Maybe
standings.
Tonga, but certainly not Samoa.
And I don't think that's realistic as to where we are as a national team.
I think Tonga will still batter us.
Do you think Tonga will?
I do.
If we play this, if
Tonga and
nothing
Samoa,
changes,
I think,
Oh, if nothing changes, if we get a new coach and
we ain't getting out of group stages.
new coach, new ideas, fresh ideas, fresh players.
Callum Watkins, we spoke about him briefly. We spoke about him the pod before the pod, the better pod. I thought he played really well.
He did what he did for Leeds, didn't he?
He doesn't let you down, does he? We've had that back half of the season with Leeds. He's come in and he's done his job and gone around his work.
Got his nose through line, didn't he?
He will
And
not let you down. Yeah.
I think he was the only player to offload one in this game. 2 offloads. For England,
which is what he's been doing for Leeds, isn't it?
I think he was one of the few.
The problem is he offloaded it and they were like...
There's no one on the same page, is there? No.
We only said we're not doing it.
What have you done that for?
Yeah.
It's right to left and then, left to right.
Poked his nose through, tackled hard, ran his blood to water. Did he end up on wing at some point? I swear.
He did.
He went back on, didn't he, when Dom Young, he moved across, didn't he, when he limped off, didn't he?
Yeah, totally justified his place.
Series stats.
So that'll be him dropped this week then.
Yeah, no game for Callum, no game for Nick, no game for Harry. Series stats so far: England 10 points, Australia 40 points. England 1 try, Australia 6 tries. Goal kicking, no one's missed. And crowd attendances.
Well, we've hardly had to kick any.
50,000.
Just scored in a try.
Do us. To wrap it up, fast signs. Player of the match. Who's your vote? Producer Chris, Phil? It's Callum Watkins for me. For England, by the way, not for
Jez Litton for me.
Jez Litton.
Between them two. But I'm going to be really biased and go Callum.
Callum, congratulations. You are the fast signs player of the match. Just before we kind of talk about the next England coach and how the England coach should look like, I know we've briefly touched on it. I was at the game. I was on the end aisle by the stairs as the game's finished, waiting to people walking past me.
Cheap seats.
Cheap seats, walking past. And as there's a bloke next to me and he's got not a phone watching the Leeds United game, but a tablet. He's got a full iPad. And I looked over and as he stood next to me and it said it was 2-0 to Brighton. I said, I'm really sorry to tell you this, mate, but it's actually 3-0. And he went, oh my God.
His tablet were behind.
Tap on shoulder and is Tom Nicholson what?
Oh, all right.
He's going, that's been worse than England game.
Not a good weekend, mate, is it?
No,
not a good weekend.
I don't know if it was Tom's brother or...
No, did you have a chat with him? Or?
Yeah, but he was there. But that to me means that Tom's been sat there watching Leeds United on a tablet with his mate. If he doesn't deserve a 10-year deal at Rhinos, he is Leeds through and through.
Sucker for punishment.
He is Leeds through and through, but which is also why I should not be the owner of Leeds Rhinos. Are you Leeds through and through? Are you a United fan? 10-year deal. So if I win the Euro Millions, whatever, don't let me buy.
That's why Uncle Gary had
Any kind of stake
a special checkbook.
Yeah.
On to the next England coach, if/when Sean Wayne does leave. I think it's a part-time role for a Super League coach. So for me, I think someone like Matty Pete, Adrian Lamb, Willie Peters. As long as it's not Brad Arthur, I think...
I'm going to go left field here. I would
Paul Wellens?
Yeah. I would get... He's got a job, hasn't he? I would get rid of Sean Wayne and I would put somebody in full-time until the World Cup, at least.
Any names for that?
What would the brief be, though? What would their brief be?
Try and win a game.
I don't think... I wouldn't go with the club coach.
That's what we were saying before.
Something left field. Do you know, like... Can you remember when they appointed Ellery Hanley?
Yeah.
And he'd only just finished playing with Leeds.
Yeah.
Never coached. I'd go a bit left field, maybe. Get a team of coaches behind him. A team of selectors. Yeah. But get somebody in that... I'm not saying that hasn't coached, but... I ain't got a name for you neither, which is a bit really depressing, isn't it? Really depressing.
I'd like to see a panel of advisors, so to speak.
Do you know what I mean? That maybe I don't.
Who's on your panel then? JP,
Sean Wayne.
JP's on it.
Yeah, so people like that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have Sam Burgess.
You need somebody who's.
You wouldn't have Sam.
No, because he's a club coach. I think.
To the game.
Oh yeah.
I
don't know. I think I would.
That's what we were saying before, though. Because of the club connections, it's sometimes always hard because Sean Wayne obviously leans back towards Wigan, and he's still involved at Wigan today. And that's where some of them relationships
with his Wigan top on.
Yeah, but that's where some of them relationships come from now, which isn't the best for England Rugby League.
If Sam Burgess wasn't at Warrington,
you'd have him on.
That'd be it. That'd be somebody like that.
Be ideal.
Like we said before, you don't need to coach those players.
No. Would you want someone from Australia? I think no. I think we've got enough.
I think we've got enough ex-players around us now. I think you've still got to have somebody calling shots and making decisions and have that final say. But you could have that panel at back of them, like you said.
No, that's what I mean. Would you like someone on the panel from Australia,
etc.? Would it do any harm?
It was just an
Rowan
advisor.
Smith.
You could get someone.
Scrap that one.
We might lose by 60, but at least we'd score a try. It'd be bonkers.
Don't worry about it. We'll score 64.
I don't. Do you get where I'm coming from? I know it's easy to pick a decent coach, but is there not? Do you know Australia picked Kevin Walters?
Yeah.
They're saying that is in jeopardy for World Cup.
Do you know what I mean? They've picked him because he's the most amazing coach, wasn't it? They've picked him
because Kevin Walters.
Because it's Kevin Walters. Yeah. Is there somebody like that? The problem we've got is a lot of players like that have been lost to the game, haven't they?
Yeah,
they've been lost to the game, and the issue there is anyone could coach Australia.
Eddy could coach Australia.
Eddy,
yeah,
I could literally coach Australia.
Why don't we have a consortium of the lot pod to coach?
Get
England.
You in for the training session with Kangaroos.
No, we can coach.
Anyone could win next year's World Cup with Australia. Anyone. But they don't need coaching.
I think this just highlights the fact of how big that dilemma is and how big that decision-making process is around. Who's the right person for the job? How does it work? What does that... I mean, you take Peter Volandis around the Super League stuff. You've got to replicate that for England, haven't you? What are you wanting to achieve as England Rugby League? Who's the right person? What's going to do that? What's that framework look like at the back of it? Who's going to help you get to where you want to be? And you've got to have them right people in the right places working in that right direction at England level, and even like you said, the framework and the governance around Super League we've got the product, as you said, but you've got to get the best out of the product, and we're not doing that. And I think we've fallen foul on that in the past, and as to a real reflection of where we are today, we've fallen foul of them processes, and we are where we are because we haven't done anything like that or
Did you know the game spent half the year pissing about with a coup and getting Nigel Wood back in and
exactly
without thinking about stuff like this. More I think about it, somebody like Sam Burgess probably would work for me. Everyone will go, yeah, but look at him at Warrington. It's different.
It's completely different.
It's different when he's having to do that week in, week out.
It's different.
He can probably get them players up for that.
If you think of Sam Burgess, who's been there, done it, against Australians, if he gets a team of coaches behind him, I mean, who have we got? Lee Briers and Andy Last. It's not enough, is it?
No.
So, somebody like Sam Burgess with a panel that's helping him pick.
JP, Danny, Kev.
Well, the thing around them assistant, the thing around
pure coincidence.
The thing around
pure coincidence.
Them assistant coaches now, though, like you said, Andy Last being sort of like lost at game, he's dotted around, and he tampered with being an head coach at Cass and everything else. Didn't come. Then next minute he's England assistant coach. Sam Tompkins is down as an assistant coach,
and then
I'm not a coach. So you've got Sam Tompkins, probably one of better players of a Super League era with Lee Briers.
I'd prefer it if Sam Tompkins was head coach with it. That's kind of what I'm saying. Do you get where I'm coming from?
Our attack were non-existent, and we've got two of our better attacking players over at Super League era involved in that coaching setup, and we're just not seeing it.
I just don't think you need a club-style coach coaching the national team. I think there's another way around it. And Australia, how they do it is... I know Kevin Walters has been a club coach, but do you get what I mean? They've got... a team, haven't they?
Just follow the...
I think Gordon Tallis in there with them all the time.
Yeah, it is. He came over with them.
You know what I mean? Get people involved. You might say it's too many cooks and all that, but I'd prefer more cooks with more opinions.
Like I said, I think the panel, but somebody has got to be accountable for the selection, decision making, etc. Somebody's got, like Kevin Walters, he might have them advisors or panel players around him or whatever. And but he's got to say or no or whatever, or this player, I want this player, I want that.
They've got to play France. I don't care whether it's a walkover. It's something to focus on. In between. I'd even go. I think when we were speaking to Barry McDermott, possibles versus probables.
Yeah,
I'm not bothered even if it's a game that's televised or
England A, England B.
Just
England,
get some players together,
or trialists or whatever, or something. You've been named in the potential England squad. Split them up into two
and have a game.
A
full-blooded game.
Yeah.
Like an All-Stars game, isn't it? Really? An England All-Stars game.
And then pick your squad from.
See how they cope together, or test different.
Throw different combinations of players in and stuff.
They've got to do something different. You can't go from now till World Cup.
So in this England, you've got me thinking now. In this England A and England B. So there's a coach, and England A and England B. Say you've got Harry Smith and George Williams on England B, and you've got Mikey Lewis and Jake Connor. This is the first half. See where I'm going?
Swap them around.
Can you do that?
Swap them around.
I think that's a fab idea.
Was
that your idea? Or it Barry's?
Barry did mention something about a probables versus possibles.
It was Chris's idea, wasn't it?
But I think I told him before that.
You did.
No, it was around the Yorkshire versus Lancashire.
It was at the bar at Brotherhood.
It's around the Yorkshire versus Lancashire, and I'm not convinced that that's the best way to go. I think focus it more on England, and like I say, I'm not even bothered if it's on a Wednesday night with nobody watching. Just do it.
We've got to do something different.
It might be
we're just always going to get.
I think that's really nice.
Would you that's Wednesday night or
Cass.
even
Wednesday night at Cass Panthers
Odsall.
Everything's Odsall now.
But do you know what I mean? It might even be, and you might say, well, it's a bit pointless, but it's getting them players together. It's giving this coaching team that we've assembled.
With Sam Tompkins at the top of the pyramid.
It's giving them
potentially Sam Burgess.
It's giving them a look at the potential players all in one go, innit? Rather than one Super League game here or one there. Or, I've only watched him against Huddersfield this year, so
the problem you've got is the clubs will pull the players out.
Massively,
and they need to not be short-sighted because surely them players would want to try and prove the worth.
Yeah,
because
they want to play in the World Cup.
To the lot pod coaching setup.
To the new board, the lot pod board.
Yeah.
Just to wrap things up, then prediction for the third.
You said 60 points to fall last time.
Yeah, I did.
No, he meant total in points, didn't he?
He meant total.
It depends, doesn't it? Like you said, I think
Yeah, Australia let me down, actually.
Australia are going to want a 3-0 whitewash.
They are.
It should be a real good atmosphere at Headingley.
They are going to be really hungover. They're going to be quite... they're going to be struggling a little bit.
I think an hungover Australian side at minute could still beat our England team.
Yeah, I do.
I think
with 11 men.
He seems like the type of guy that will give everyone that hasn't played a game. But like you said...
Kevin. Yeah, Kevin. Yeah.
Like you said, doesn't really hamper him that much, does it?
No. Yeah.
So...
There's got to be changes in the England team. Like I said, George Williams shouldn't play. I'd put Harry Newman in. I'd drop Jake Wardle. I wouldn't play Tom Johnston. He had a bad series, but to come out and say you've been playing injured when we've got a treble-winning winger, I'd put Joe Burgess in. I would really mix it up, and like you said, just give them players, because they've gone into a camp, and like you said, we were saying earlier, it must be really frustrating if they haven't been involved and even been picked to be a bench player or whatever, and they might not even potentially.
And if you think, well, if you think the psychology behind it, they'll be like, "I'll show you that you should have picked me." So keep Brimson at back. Farnworth moves to his proper position. Harry Newman, because he's a specialist right centre, and it's
Burgess
a Leeds. Burgess in. Keep Dom Young. Aledzki starting.
Lewis in.
Owen Trout
in.
Keep Callum in. Kai Peace-Paul's been quite quiet, hasn't he? But who else? We ain't got many second rowers, have we?
I mean, there's had Matty Lee. Morgan Smithers has got to play.
He has to play.
Morgan Knowles had a really good game the other day.
He's a quality player.
He's a quality player, but
he's just not a ball playing 13.
No.
So you could have a call there for Callum going to 13 and play that ball playing role. Smithers into second row.
Smithers got to play. But again, they're the future of England Rugby League.
So you've
got to start to breed them in now.
It's got to be Harry Smith and Michael Lewis. It's got to be.
It's got to be.
Jez Litton to start again.
Prediction?
Just let him run for 80 minutes. Prediction?
Australia 24, England
I've got 2.
4.
I've got 2 predictions. 4. If he keeps the side the same, it's going to be 38 points to 2.
38-2 if it's the same England side.
And if he switches it up, it's going to be 38 points.
to 0?
No.
To 6.
38 points to 18. We're going to score some tries.
We'll get 18.
We're going to score 3 tries if he changes
it up to what it should be.
Yeah.
To the best score. England 8, Australia 44. I think they'll blow us out. But I did think that they'll blow us out in this test.
It don't really matter whether they do or not, do they? They won.
They've done it, yeah. And we'll see you all for that review as we review the 3rd and final test. If you are going to Headingley, enjoy it and take care. We'll see you on the next one.